Okay, Matthias, you represent here McKinsey, yeah?
Yes.
And thank you for coming. And it was a great pleasure to host you here. And we want to ask you some questions. First of all, how you regard Russia from German perspective in terms of energy and partner now? Because we know that international markets are changing, and it's a new century in energy. And from your point of view, from German eyes and from the business.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for inviting. Thank you, Mr. Maxim, for really making this happen and for inviting me and other colleagues. That was a really pleasure to be here. So, on energy, the German-Russian cooperation. First of all, I think we have a very, very long-standing and very, very stable cooperation, which we can build on and could even extend. So we have cooperation in terms of business, but also in terms of politics, and we can build on, let's talk about business, right? We can build on a long history of good relations. Gazprom, for example, is in Germany for many, many years. We have Gazprom Germania in Germany, which is a strong company. And there are other companies like Wingas, like Wintershall. They have all good relations to Russia and Germany. And you probably know, and we've talked today a lot about the German Energiewende. Why would we go for solar? Why would we go for wind? Well, it's just the way it is. We go for solar, we go for wind, and we will not stop that. But there's a good opportunity to cooperate even further, because in that mix we need gas. And gas is one of the big cooperation fields we can even elaborate on. So more cooperation on gas, that's one. Going forward. The other one is definitely, we talked about that industry and especially housing, and there's a lot of energy efficiency potential in Russia and also in Germany, and we can definitely cooperate in that.
We have two ways of speaking about energy, business and politics. What do you think about that?
That's a very good question, because personally I think you cannot separate energy and politics. I mean, there was a time when business in Germany tried to be more independent of politics, and that didn't work. But politics being independent of energy doesn't work either. So energy is one of the most important parts of the economy, and energy, cheap energy on the one hand side, but also security of supply on the other hand side. That is just an integral part of the economy, and it is and will be a very strong link between business and politics. You see that in the German Energiewende. It's all driven by politics, but business has to make it happen. So we need good cooperation, and in Germany I would say even better cooperation between business and politics.
How we can improve German-Russian cooperation, collaboration to create this stability, and will it be important in this unstable financial situation that exists now in the global economy?
I think it is very important that we even further strengthen our cooperation, and it is possible on many dimensions. Just to mention a few ones. It will always be very important to cooperate in politics, but we have done that always, and even though it has cooled down a bit, I'm very sure that we will improve our cooperation, further improve our cooperation, and there's very good cooperation between. In Germany, I can only talk about the ambassador of Russia to Germany, who we met many times, so there's good cooperation. That's in terms of politics. In terms of business, there's long-standing cooperation in business. I talked about Gazprom being in Germany, but also Siemens being here and other big companies being here, and we need to build on that. So that's business. And in business, if we talk about German business coming to Russia, we need investment security and ways to really have an open investment atmosphere here, and I think that that's being worked on, and I know that your government is working on that intensively. So that's important, and I think that it doesn't help if we always talk about politics and big business. I think on the lower level, on the individual level, we can do a lot. And just to mention two parts here, I think this Energetica is a very, very good cooperation field, because I've seen many Russians, but I've also seen many Germans. So that's very good. And there's this very, very powerful German-Russian Young Leaders Forum, which I would love to mention. It has grown over the last couple of years to be really a very, very tremendously successful cooperation between Russian and German young leaders. I know that you are also involved, and some Germans are involved, and this is like the grassroots way to do this, cooperate via young Germans, young Russians, and to build trust and to cooperate further.
Could you advise something for our politicians, for our government leaders, in terms of energy? How do we manage our resources? How do we manage our politics to enhance and improve our situation? That nowadays, not so favorable for us.
This is a very difficult
Yes.
question.
From your point of view,
from
in
our-
McKinsey, you make a lot of analysis and
Yes.
a lot of studies, and you know that one of the most fruitful report was issued by McKinsey, how Russia could be more productive. I think it was in 2010.
Yeah, it was 2009. We had one in 2010. We had one, and we published it by the Russian office. We also have we have a big McKinsey office in Moscow. We also work in St. Petersburg, so here where we are. And so there's several things we highlighted we can do. And one of the most important things is, yes, the international cooperation in terms of gas export. It's very important for the Russian economy. But if you talk about what you can do in Russia, I think one of the biggest levers, as you have so great resources here, one of the biggest levers is energy efficiency. And we identified the cost curve of McKinsey is still valid, so I need to do a small update, but since 2010 it is still valid. And the three most important areas are industry, energy efficiency in industry, then in the power sector, where we as McKinsey work a lot, energy efficiency in coal plants and gas plants, and then especially in the building sector. And I know that there's cooperation now between St. Petersburg, Hamburg, and the Finnish town. So these things I would continue to support to further, especially improve energy efficiency. Because why is it so good? You use less energy. You have all the value creation in your country. So your people do it. So it is jobs for people in Russia, and you can also cooperate between Russia and Germany on a technology basis. So I think there's many things, and I would love to go deeper in that. But as one of the first things, I would look at the energy efficiency.
Thank you very much, Matthias, and you are a great example of cooperation and collaboration between our countries. Thank you.
Thank you so much.